number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Patrick Cristiano, your host, the publisher of TheaterLife.com, a website for theater buffs in New York City. We cover Broadway and off-Broadway theater, and I'm coming to you from the LTV studio in Wainscott, where I have two special guests today, Tulla Booth and her husband, Ed Segal, the gallery owners in Sag Harbor. You're on Main Street. What's the address? 51, is it?
66.
66 Main Street.
66.
Main Street in East Hampton. Thank you for coming, Tulla. It's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
And I want to talk a little bit about what you have in the gallery, how you came to do this out in Sag Harbor, because you're both originally jewelry makers that didn't know each other, and you kind of had a late life romance a little bit.
Still.
Married 30 years now,
Hey.
but this was a whole new journey doing the gallery out here, and you did it together.
Yes.
So tell us, how'd you meet?
In the jewelry business. Someone introduced us after one of the trade shows. And we used to meet after the trade shows in one of the bars.
And you both were making jewelry, and that was like
Different kinds of jewelry.
Yeah, but Tulla, were you a photographer then?
No.
So you hadn't evolved into photography yet.
No, I was still doing jewelry.
So you're just both working hard, making a lot of money,
Trying our best.
trying your best.
But I was doing bridge and he was doing diamonds.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Huh?
Tulla's very well known designer in the 80s and 90s. 80s and 90s. She created the jewelry bead business. And they even refer to it today as
Tulla necklaces.
Tulla's necklaces.
So what is the jewelry? What is
Well, at that time,
Come in the gallery, you could see
beads were extremely popular at that time.
Right.
And they were all being imported from Asia, of course. And just more and more, we tended to use beads, and we had some metal and stuff, whereas diamond and gold jewelry had a different characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
So this was very colorful and fun, and it produced quite a business for not only myself, but many people.
Mm-hmm.
There were many designers at that time. And now it's kind of coming around again.
So you guys got together and formed a team. And how did you find this location out here in Sag Harbor where you've been for?
Well, actually, Dan Jones said to me, "Oh, this gallery this woman has, and she's not well, and she's been there 12 years, and she wants to, sell the gallery or whatever." And so I kind of was interested. My jewelry business was no longer really that profitable, and I took it over and built the business, in a different way, which she always wanted, actually. She used to say Tulla should come here and build my business.
She really did say that?
She did for years.
Yeah, she did. Jocelyn, I think her name was.
When did you start photography?
On a trip to
California.
Right.
He gave me a camera for Christmas.
What kind of camera was it?
Whatever she wanted.
It was a Nikon.
It was a Nikon.
Yeah, and we went to California. We did the whole coastline, and I just kept taking pictures. And
but this was before digital, right? This was really...
Yes. And when we got to, I took a whole bunch of pictures and took them to New York. Actually brought them out here and hadn't developed them. The person who helped me develop and everything said, "I don't know. I think you should blow some of these up and do more of them."
So you also
John
learned to develop
Stefanik.
yourself too? Were you?
Yes.
So you were in the darkroom doing
Yes.
this stuff yourself?
For a long time, years.
So he got you started doing that?
Well, he got me the camera. I think for a while there he was kind of sorry. Got very involved.
She did her own developing. She was in the city. She used to go to a printer at night and learn how to print and do all that stuff. Made some really beautiful stuff, and then specializing in flowers.
Anyway, enough about me.
No, I think people should know a little bit
never
about you
enough.
because I never knew that you were a photographer. I just thought of you as the gallery
Yeah,
owner.
I actually
and-
ran the photography group. I
And a
started
jewelry
a group
designer.
out here and started to, I ran it for 15 years. I no longer belong to it. I mean, you know, the business kind of pulled me in. But
Well, when you have a store you have to run, you have a lot to do.
Yes.
But so we have some images of some of the people that you have at your gallery and some of the people that you represent. I'm
Yes.
going to rely upon you to kind of tell me about them as we bring them up, and we'll talk about them as we go. So this is
this is Stephen Wilkes.
yes, Stephen. Now let's
No,
tell me about this picture, and then we'll talk.
Okay, well, he takes his pictures out of an apple picker or whatever that is,
Cherry picker.
cherry picker, and it can take him anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. And
So-
he can take up to 2,000 pictures.
So when he goes up in a cherry picker, he goes up 50 feet high,
Yes,
and then shoots these pictures.
yes.
And this is one of them.
It tells a story of 12-hour period of time,
Day to night.
day to night. What happened at that place over that period of time. And if you look at the shadows, you could see how the shadows change. The shadows of the people, they came and went and came and went during the course of the day. And then the shadows, according to the time of day, keeps changing all the time.
It's our morning to
Right.
night.
So this was shot over a 12-hour period of time. And the sign, which is no longer there, says "Oi from New York" and "Yo from Brooklyn." No, says "Oi from Brooklyn" and "Yo from New York." That sign.
And I think there's a bride in the picture. There usually is.
Yeah, there's a bride over by the "Oi" or "Yo," and there's the boat in the harbor and some people, skiing on those ski boats, and it just tells the story of one day.
And how large is it?
Oh, they
This
start.
is large, right?
Yes.
Comes 4 sizes.
Oh, you can get it in 4 different sizes?
4 different sizes.
What are the 4 different sizes?
Oh, exactly.
This big, this big, this big, and that big.
The exact inches we don't recall.
No, it's too soon for our show, but he's going to do a talk on his work. And where is he doing it?
Southampton Arts Center.
Yeah, but he also has a book that's coming out.
The book is
The book is now out.
It's out.
It's supposedly
You know.
coming to me next couple of days.
So in the next
But
couple of
it's
days.
late about a year and a half.
It's late.
Fabulous book. Fabulous.
You've seen it already.
Yeah, we have one copy in the gallery.
I said, but you can go to Tulla booth.
and
on
it
Main
goes.
Street.
It covers his history of this Day to Night series, which is 10 years old.
Does it also go into how he started doing something like that?
Oh yeah, it tells the story, how it began. He had to shoot, I think. He had to create a certain look for a Life magazine shoot,
So that was the inspiration.
and this was the inspiration
Right.
of how to do that.
Yeah,
It's fabulous stuff. It's really exciting.
Now he's a National Geographic, and they gave him a big show in Washington a while back. So that's part of what his show's going to be on Thursday. Just an hour talk
Right.
at the Southampton Center. And so it's ICP and National Geographic. But they have another fabulous show there, too, about a man who photographs animals all over the world.
Yeah, we're all animal lovers here. This is Puccini that's with us, by the way. Your little Puccini.
He's the gallery dog.
If you're in Sag Harbor and you walk by your space, you'll often find Puccini hanging out in the window.
Peering out the
He
window.
watches people. He had a half-page photograph in the Southampton Press.
When?
A
About
few weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
a few weeks
That's
ago.
a few months ago.
It says people watching. He growls at dogs, the kids bang on the window, take pictures of them. And at least 10 times a day someone says to me, "How much is that doggy in the window?"
And you say, not for sale?
I say, "You're the 45,000th person to say that to me."
So let's see what we have. We have some more. What's this one?
Oh, this is the Serengeti. This is shot over 30 hours. from Stephen was on an alligator hunter's blind for a 30-hour.
What is the alligator's hunter blind?
It's up on scaffolding.
Uh-huh.
It's built up above this. This is in Kenya,
This is a watering hole.
and this
in
was
Kenya.
during a drought in Kenya, and it's. He sat up there for 30 hours and took 2,000 photographs
Whoa.
of all the animals that came and went
That was really day and night.
over the 30-hour period of time.
He's a little obsessive, huh?
Well, he likes to be
It's
accurate.
pretty
Yeah, but just
so
that-
the animals on the right, the wildebeest on the right, came and went, and the zebras came and went. But if you look up in the corner, in the darkest part of the photograph, you will see a hyena and some hippos in the evening part of it. But this is morning, noon, and night. And then he said to me that he needed an anchor shot, the last shot, to bring this whole picture together. And just as he said that, that elephant walked right underneath him, and that tied the whole picture together. It's so exciting.
It's fabulous.
Are we fans or not?
You're
I'm a fan.
It's quite extraordinary. The commitment to be there in that space
Right.
for that whole time, and that's really.
He's been on this quest for a long time, 2-3 years now.
He's the only one in the gallery that we carry that's investment photography. The values keep going up and up as the product sells. The cost of each size keeps changing all the time. All the rest is decorative photography, but this
That's
guy.
not really true. They're just smaller investments.
Well,
Yes.
a lot smaller.
Well, it
investment.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
So let's look at some more images. They're oh, this is gorgeous.
Oh, that's Roberto de Tesco.
I love this
The
image.
wild horses of Sable Island. These horses were brought here by the Spanish shipwrecks. Sable Island is a jut of land in Nova Scotia where there's ocean on both sides. Maybe it's 2 miles
It's
wide.
pencil thin.
What is that?
Pencil thin. It's a really
Yeah, it's
long.
pencil thin. And there's rough water, it's shallow. So when the Spanish came in the 17 and 1800s, they brought their horses with them so they could come to America and have a way to get around. The horses are not indigenous to the United States.
Right.
They were brought here by the Spanish. So when they're shipwrecked, the horses swam ashore and the Spanish drowned. And no one's allowed on that island. You need a special permit from the government. And so Roberto de Tesco spent a month on the island, pitched a tent with the horses, and
We became friends.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
he
really
did
cool.
this many years ago. And
we
he
have
just
books
went
in the gallery that
Many
tell
years ago, like 5, 10?
more.
more.
20?
Oh,
Yeah.
at least 20. I'd
At least
say.
20.
But he is certainly a fashion photographer and other things. But this was his main.
Did you have any of his fashion photography? Do you have
No,
some of that stuff?
no.
Do you know? No.
No.
We have this collection.
But the horses are extraordinary. Those
Extraordinary.
Oh, yeah, if you love horses.
And he's just been there. Now he just went back.
Horses and dogs. Who cannot like horses and dogs?
You okay? You want some of that?
Oh, what's this one? This is cool.
That's another Stephen Wilkes taken in Canada. And there was a celebration. It was a 100-year
A
celebration.
100-year celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
again day to night, but day is in the front and night is in the back, instead of day being on the right or left. In other words, this goes this way rather
I
than
see. Yeah.
rather than that way.
And I did, all of these photographs come in the 3 or 4 different sizes,
Yeah.
so you can get them however you want.
Big
Is there,
as you
is there a
want.
limited edition of them as well? Or no?
They're
Yeah,
all
yes,
limited.
they're all limited.
editions.
So even like when you go to 3, 4 different sizes, there'll be only like whatever. how
There's
many-
like 5 of these, and there's maybe 10 of those, 20 of those.
Got it.
But then once the size is sold out, that's
There's
the end
no
of
more.
it.
Right, like
Now what is this? What's this? This is
this is
really-
Daniel Jones.
And what is it? It's a.
It's a sunset. A Blue Moon, it's called.
And where?
Called the Blue
do you know?
Moon.
This was in Southampton.
Right.
And actually, Daniel Jones is the reason I introduced me to the gallery. I mean, well, I knew of the gallery before.
And you mentioned him earlier, yes.
Yes. So,
So
He's
he,
one-
he, so
he's
he
one
knew
of
the,
our
he knew the
key-
original gallery.
Yeah.
Was he a part of her?
yes, actually, I had work in there also.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Oh,
I
cool.
did. But he used to only do black and white. He's developed into color now.
That's a boat hull. That's when you take a boat out of the water. This is a series that he's done.
Is this the same
Of the
for-
bottom of boats.
This is the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
boat hull.
Probably
Really?
pulling out of the water.
But did he colorize it?
No, nothing's touched up. Everything's the way it is.
This is exactly what it looks like when you
Exactly what it looks like when you take
Yes.
it out of the water.
That's
This
wild.
particular boat.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
boat,
I
of course, is
understand. Yeah,
different,
yeah. But that's extraordinary. Now, does he do other? What else does he photograph?
There's a-
Well, he started originally with black and white. Very
Take the
nice
image
series.
down while she's talking. We can take it down.
That's Stephen Wilkes. That's the ladder. That's a great photograph. This is before the Day to Night series
Right.
that he did.
But
This
I
is
want to
in
go
the
back to the
gallery.
previous photograph. Just go back this one here. We were talking about what else he photographs.
Right.
What-
He did black and white for many, many years.
Ansel
He
Adams.
originally was a painter.
So
And he lived in
comes to
California.
photography from painting, and he started out doing black and white before he went
Right.
into
He was
color.
very influenced by Ansel Adams, you know, and he spent a long time doing that. But he was a painter, and
Mhm.
that's what he was educated for. But he got drawn to the black and white, and maybe the last 5 years, he's moved on to color. 5-6 years.
So this is a recent evolution for
Much
him.
more recent, yes. And many of them are quite different than what you see there.
We'll have to come to your
You have to come
gallery
in and see them. Yes.
So, no, we had the ladder. No,
It's a
the
whole
ladder. Let's go
series,
back to
you
the
know.
ladder. Let's go
Oh,
back.
this is that. Okay.
I just because we didn't. Let's finish it.
Well, there's no story about that. It was
There's
a found object.
It's just his early work.
Yes.
Okay, we can go on from the ladder.
That's the Flatiron Building with the Twin Tower lights,
The memorial lights that they put up.
memorial lights. Morning on your left, evening on your right. Great photograph. These are all in the gallery, by the way.
And actually,
Now, are all these in his book as well, or do we
Yes,
does he have
yes.
different shots in his book?
no.
Well, different shots, and all these shots are in this book. He has a great body of work.
So how many images do you think are all together in the
In
book?
the book, I'd say 50, maybe more.
Well, some of them are derivative of the larger picture. In other words,
The smaller sections
Like
of
this
it.
is in
Yes.
the
Pieces.
this is in the book. They're gorgeous. It's a absolute gorgeous book. We
How
were
big
like
is it?
thrilled when he came out.
How is it? A coffee table?
That big.
yeah, pretty
It's,
heavy,
yeah.
15 pounds.
Oh,
I'd
wow,
say it's-
15-pound book.
I'd say it could be 15
You're not gonna
inches
carry it
long,
around.
the book. Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry,
heavy.
what?
It could be this long and maybe that wide, and there's some double pages like the Serengeti. You can open it up and see the Serengeti
Oh, how cool!
like that. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
they
great
spent a
book.
long time on it.
Great book.
I mean, you have the book now, so they can come
Yeah.
see it, and then
Yes.
you'll
Please,
you'll
yeah.
have it for sale.
See, it's $150.
Yeah, cool. We have more images. Oh, no, this is one of your images.
That's
when you
Tulla,
started
yeah.
doing,
I did a show of I always photograph flowers. And my name, I'm of Greek extraction, and my name means, Tulla means little flower.
did you know that originally?
I knew it when I was 5.
You did?
But that has nothing to do with it. It's just I was
No,
always...
because I really, I think our name is
Name and
part of our
place, yeah,
karma.
yes.
And I think of you as something that's seeped into your consciousness, that
Oh,
you were
sure.
aware of at 5. You presented like that all your life.
Yes, I did. I did. It's true. I always liked pretty things, and
We have flowers all over our house.
gardens, and
Gardens and vases and
but anyway.
And you photographed them too. Your photographs, the flowers are lovely
Oh,
too.
thank you. That was a particular body of work that I did with the black background. And I had a show on it in the gallery, but it's a long time ago. It's probably about 10 years ago. And all of a sudden, the editor, Gavin in Sag Harbor Press, decided he wanted to do flowers, and he kind of snuck it in on his cover as a surprise to me.
So you're on the cover of the Sag Harbor Press?
2 months ago, yeah.
2 months ago.
Magazine, Express.
Is that our last image, or do we have one more? Are there more? Yeah, so we have one more, Blair Seagram,
Yes.
which is, this is,
It's a commemorative piece that actually was donated to the Parish Museum recently. And
4 images.
it's 4 images put together to create, it's something very new for her. And one of the patrons gave it as a gift to them, and they were quite happy with it. They put it on, they emailed it out to everybody and sent it to the papers. You know, they were pleased with it.
Blair also does a lot of surfing pictures from Montauk and around the world, and she has a very unique way of photographing them and blending the pictures so it shows the ride of a surfer. You know, from the time they get on the board to the time they fall off the board at the end of the ride. Very exciting things that she does.
so let's show this image real quick.
Okay.
That's cool. So you have a lot of her work too.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's one of the people that you represent.
Well, we represent 20 people. We just picked a handful now. Just do a shorty here. And they have, you know, it suits everyone's taste. Everybody has different taste when they come in the gallery, or they want them reinvented to make themselves happy.
So we have about 5 more minutes. Is there anything else you want to hit on or talk about that we haven't covered?
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit
oh,
about.
but your jewelry, your
yeah,
estate jewelry,
we have
of course.
beautiful
Blah.
estate jewelry in the gallery. Very fine and exciting pieces. Not things that you would find in a jewelry store ever. And I've been doing that for 63 years.
And do you design jewelry too, or just that you just?
Not really a designer. I manufactured jewelry for 25 years.
He influences his designs. He does.
I have a feeling for it, but I leave the designing to Tulla. Tulla's a designer.
Thank you.
But I have some great antique pieces and estate pieces and watches refurbished, like Rolexes and big-time watches and stuff, in a nice little compact area in the back of the best-kept secret in the Hamptons.
Right.
But you have some things in the window too, I think.
Little
I
bit.
do, sure.
So what are the hours over at your gallery? What that people want to stop by?
12:30 to 6, we're open.
Every
we're
day?
open 6 days a week.
Closed Sunday?
Starting August, we'll be open 7 days a week.
So what day are you closed?
Now we're closed today,
Oh, Monday, of course.
but we're open tomorrow through the rest of the week.
So August you'll be open 7 days a
Every
week.
day, yeah.
And by appointment, of course, if someone calls or sends an email,
Right.
interested in something they saw.
So if you want to learn anything more about any of the things that we discussed, look them up, give them a call. They'll be available to answer any of your questions. And
Everybody's welcome. at the gallery.
I can't wait to see the book. That's what I'm looking forward to now. The
Oh,
way you've
it's-
described it, you've
I
whet my
read the
appetite.
book yesterday from stem to stern,
He's very thorough about
all
these
by
things.
myself.
Is
It's
there
a big undertaking.
is there
but-
a lot to read in it?
Oh,
The
yeah.
pages are large, so you have to be really
So
careful
it's more than just pictures.
because a lot of them are fold-outs.
It tells Stephen's story and what he does.
Does
and
it-
how he
but
does
does it tell the story?
Can you tell we're fans?
Yeah, but does it tell the story of how the picture was created, or
Oh,
the
sure.
all of that is in there?
Right.
So there's a-
Stephen's, also, he's in the National Geographic magazine. And each photograph tells the story of how he shot. He stayed on
And why.
a cherry picker, shot 2,500 photographs, an alligator blind. There's some really exciting photographs. People
Yeah.
should just come look.
Actually, Barry has some of those stories on his website.
Yeah, yes, because we
We were exposed to them.
Yeah, beautiful things. It's an art form. He's like a painter, but with
the camera.
a camera.
And time lapse a little bit too.
Oh, yeah.
Because Monet used to do that when he painted all the different. He would paint the same
Right.
scene at different times of the day, so that
Right.
you had a whole accumulation.
That's what this
But they
is.
would be in different pictures. This is all in one. which
all
is-
in
was
one.
Well, actually, the way he discovered this was from a movie that he was photographing. And he realized that if he moved his camera, the picture he took before was in the mirror of the same scene afterwards.
Wow.
It tells the story in the book.
Right.
It shows the whole thing.
And that's
Shows
what
the
inspired
evolution.
this whole
Yeah.
image.
It was like he woke up. As he panned his camera, he got into the view of the mirror. So the mirror showed what was over there, and his camera
It happened
was
at a
over
different
here.
time.
When he shot before, as a still shot.
But it was an accident, is that
Yeah,
right?
it was an accident. All good things come from accidents.
Since I've been doing this show, I find it extraordinary how either people hit roadblocks or limitations or something they couldn't do, and they had to reinvent themselves in some sort of way, or they had some accident like this, and they discovered something that took them to a whole dimension or another level in their
Yeah, necessity.
process.
It becomes a necessity is the mother of invention.
Well,
It's,
especially when it's a limitation, you can't do it.
Right,
like,
right, yeah.
like who did I have on that wanted to draw a particular kind of way and couldn't? I can't remember who it was and had to reinvent themselves. And
Yeah, you could do it. There's a way to do it. Now I got to figure it out. Like electricity.
it's why they say never give up, right?
Right. Never give up.
You're exposed to a lot of things. I'm sure that people come into our gallery and are exposed to ideas, how they could change their own photography,
Right.
and gives them food for thought. Not that they're copying, they're just inspired.
No. You need to get new information
Right.
to figure out how you want to present your information. All new information gives you a new way of looking at things. It's
Exactly.
why the real beauty of life is just to listen, isn't it? Not to talk, to listen and pay attention.
From time to time, yes.
It's a great space. I love it. People come in all day long.
Thank you so much for coming today. It's been
Oh,
a
our
pleasure to
pleasure.
have you. We'll have you back again. And I can't wait to see the book.
Please, we can make a series of this.